So my man Sean Cotton from Say Cheese asked Charleston White a question about the Montgomery brawl, and the way he responded was the classic Charleston White response. It was just like Charleston White will tell you whatever you want to hear as long as you want to hear it. And it's the reason that he contradicts himself when he talks, but he did it so fast in this 3-minute clip that it amazed me. But let's get through it though.
Men ain't whooped a white woman through her slippers. Normally them come off your feet. Her feet went through them and she was face down on the ground, lifeless.
And just for context, I'm going to show the pictures. It was a man, not a woman, but he didn't know that, I don't think.
I said, man, they been waiting to do the white folk like this forever. Man, God, whatever you do, don't put over white folk, because they're not going to treat white folks as good as white folks been treating us.
Bro, what?
If we was over white folk, we wouldn't give them no public education. You see how they, man, come on now. It was at work. Stop working to start assaulting white folk. Boy, if I was them white folks, I'd sue that venue like a... I'd go get the victim compensation money. Trump, yeah, they know how to do it. Yeah, they know how to do it. Get one of them good lawyers and sue everybody that quit working to fight.
So he said if he was white folk, he would have sued the black employees that stopped working to fight back after these white folks started this brawl. But then listen what he say here. And this was all of 1 minute before he made this last statement.
Yeah, I love to see them when they were whooping out them white beating out. Yeah. Tell you, that's what reparations look like. The money. Yeah. The money. We don't want no 40 acres in the mule. We want events like that.
Who want events like that? Clearly not you, Charleston White. Unless this is the character of you that wants events like that, but then you have to flip back to the character of you who don't want events like that and then wants the white folk to sue for actively starting this brawl. You dig what I'm saying? You're playing two people, and we see it in the manner of a 3-minute clip. This is ridiculous. And then you had the audacity to say this. I have to play this back just to make sure I'm hearing it correctly.
I said, man, they been waiting to do the white folk like this forever. Man, God, whatever you do, don't put over white folk, because they're not going to treat white folks as good as white folks been treating us.
At first, I just want to know, when have we been treated great by white folk? Was it when we were let loose from slavery? Was that the time? Is that when we trying to make America great again? When you let us free? And then to insinuate that we would be as harsh as they were to us, as we have been some of the most forgiving people that there ever been in history. Otherwise, we would have been whooping white folk like this every day since we've been let loose of slavery. You understand what I'm saying?
If we was over white folk, we wouldn't give them no public education.
Oh, so no public education would be a blessing unto y'all, because the public education that black folk have received has been the erasing of our entire history. We don't know who we are anymore. We don't know our last names, our first names. We don't know our spirituality, where it derived from. We don't know anything about where we come from or how it, right? Because of public education. So if we were in charge and we were to not give white folks public education, I guess we would be doing them a favor. Because public education for us has been a curse. It's allowed us to repeat all of these fake history lessons that y'all have taught us about these people who are we supposed to look up to. People who were heavily invested in our capture, our slaving, our wrongdoing. But we look up to these people to this day as our white saviors, because that's what your public history books taught us to do. And as we are now continuing to go into the future, they furthermore want to erase how we were portrayed in history, the truth of our history, how we were brought here, how we were put through what we were put through. They want to call us, we weren't slaves, but we worked for a meager wage of of housing and food. And they want to tell this story because it makes the children that don't look like me feel some type of way as they learn the privileged history that their ancestors had over us. And so as it makes them feel some type of way, we have to now change what was barely in the books to start with to appease what would make them and their parents comfortable. But the truth is the truth. It is what it is. And we know this, whether people like Charleston White like to admit it or not, but he admits it just in his own way. He has to do it from a double-sided attack type of place. You know what I'm saying? He wants to be the character that the white folk love and the character that the black folk love, instead of standing on something like you'll constantly hear. I mean, I'm not saying that the brother doesn't have nothing positive to offer, because he has a great mind in the way that he thinks and the principles he stands on. But the thing about the principles that he stands on is they are so wavy, and in the wind, he'll change them just like that. A lot of his so-called things that he stands on, it'll be in the wind just that quick. If the money come, or if, you know what I'm saying, if the right questions are asked, you'll hear him flip-flop his positions on so many things where it's like, what are you talking about? I thought you believed this. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard to keep up with him as far as what he really believes in and what he really stands on. You know, because there's 1 minute it's like, oh, he's against all the gangsters and all the rappers and all of that, this, that, and talking this, that, and the other, and talking gangster and talking about killing people. But then in the same token, he'll go on a live stream and beef with somebody and do the same thing that the rappers are doing. We already know he talks the same way that the rappers talk. So you're not setting yourself aside in that regard. And then you'll get into these active beefs with everybody, with people and their kids and all of it. Like, you ain't even beefing with T.I. You beefing with T.I. kids and Boosie's kids, and you talking crazy to them. And I get it, you doing it for shock value and to stir up some mess. But it's like, what better are you than the rappers if that's your point? That's what a beef record does. So you're beefing in interviews instead of over music. To me, it doesn't set you apart from a rapper. Or, you know what I'm saying? Especially when you're talking about killing people and I kill this and you know what I'm saying? Because he's done this in past interviews, talking about how he killed people and all this, that, and the other. Then next 2 minutes later, he talking about, hey, I'm just saying this stuff. I'm just an entertainer. I ain't never killed nobody. And whether it's true, false, or indifferent or whatever, it's just still funny to me that he uses the same tactics as rappers that are failing. When rappers are kind of like, oh, yeah, I'm kind of failing, I ain't doing as good as I used to. Oh, let me see what I can do to stir up the pot. Or somebody got a problem with me, I'm about to go at them and talk some stuff and drum up all this beef and let's cuss and fuss and go back and forth, talking about killing each other, this, that, and other. So how different are you? That's all I'm saying, homie. I applaud you for being a great thinker, a great mind, and taking some points to stand on to help the black community. But at the same time, I think you hurting us just as well when you do this double talk type thing that you do. And I think you hurting us just as well when you don't look much different from the rappers and the gangsters that you disparage on a daily basis. You look like them. You talk like them. And I don't really see the difference between you and them. But y'all tell me if I'm viewing this wrong, whatever. This is your boy P. Cap. Let me know what you think, what you don't think. Get at your boy.